Oh, stop that. Well, that was a good way to start, wasn't it? Well, so Pete told me I could come up and introduce myself, which I was a little miffed at because I gave him a page and a half of lies to get up here and tell about me. But I'm a native Coloradan. It's so good to be here. My first time playing here was last year, and it was just fantastic. And it was, I loved it. I've got this thing all turned around real quick, so I'm going to fix it while I'm talking. And it's a wonderful, wonderful place to be. If you look at all the posters that you'll see around here of the iconic folkies and cowboys and everything who have been down here and played in this room, it's really inspiring. So thank you for coming out. We got people from all over the place that are here, and I'll introduce each of you individually during the course of the evening. So we'll see what we can do anyways. And a whole lot of people thought me a fool. Been a time or two I thought I was one too. Ain't a change that can't hold me. Ain't a thing I won't try. When I get through living, I'm gonna die. Gonna die with my boots on. Gonna go out in style with a freewheeling feeling and a honky-tonk smile. And if the devil don't dodge me, I'm gonna spit in his eye. When I get my wings, I'm gonna fly. Gonna fly away singing. I'm gonna fly. Gonna wrap my new wings around a few feathered things in that free-feeling sky. I'm gonna reach a new heaven, higher than high. When I get my way, I'm gonna fly, fly, fly. Gonna fly away singing, fly away singing. Woo. Hey, thank you so much. I dearly love that song. It's a Billy Joe Shaver tune, and I was called upon to play it at a funeral of a friend last summer, and he was a rounder, and that song fit him to a T. So, although, I won't go any further. You have to have this. Gin. Got a good friend named Ray Lejeune in Denver who came to me with an idea for a song once. He'd written a few lyrics down. He said, I just read Sandra Day O'Connor's autobiography. Or maybe it was a biography. I might have put the auto part in there without really knowing. But he read it, and he said her grandfather had 45 horses stolen from his place in Arizona by the Apaches. and they went and got him back. So the next thing we did was decided it was time to do a tune about that. So I started out with it's a horse song, so you start out with... I ride a horse, of course. No, well, actually, that didn't seem to be working very well. So we got a little funkier with it, I guess. I lost 45 horses to Geronimo's men. They caught me sleeping when they snuck in. It's gonna be hard to explain this one. All I can say is the Apache won. Running ponies leave a cloud of dust. They did that for the Boulder, Mexico bust. Singing victory songs in the pale moonlight. If I had me a horse, I could give him a fight. I lost 45 horses to Geronimo's men. The boss of this spread is as mean as sin. All I could do to make amends was find 45 horses and Geronimo's men. And Geronimo's men. And Geronimo's men. All right, I want you all to imagine a diminutive picker standing next to me with a mandolin. His name's Ernie. Ernie's not here tonight. So use your imaginations and go into a very wild and woolly mandolin solo right now. Third row's got it. Give it up for Ernie. He likes that. Hit the trail when the sun came up. Crawling on my belly like a young wolf. 3 days later, had their camp in sight. When I caught a flicker from the corner of my eye. Bullets started kicking up that desert sand. No use running, I could only stand. I slipped my lasso around a pony, pulled up the slack. I tore down the corral and stole those horses back. I stole 45 horses from Geronimo's men. The boss of this spread is as mean as sin. All I could do to make amends was find 45 horses and Geronimo's men. And Geronimo's men. Yeah. And Geronimo's men. Ooh. All right. Hey, thank you. I usually catch 4 or 5 people talking when I end it like that. And then she said, "Do you believe what?" When I was a little kid, I absolutely loved those Time Life books about outlaws and Indians and everything else you can imagine. There's a picture of Frank James in there one time when he was really, really old. He was super old. He was like in his 60s. Yeah, and he's standing up in front of his house selling tickets to get in the house where he and Jesse were born and raised. And I thought there were a lot of people around the world that saw that picture, and what might some think who he had wronged grievously. So this is a song about that. It's called "He Was No Hero." Ernie's pretty good in this one too. Paper from St. Cloud today ran a picture of old Frank James dressed up fine in his Sunday clothes. I started trembling from head to toe. Been 40 years since I saw him last. Him and his brother as they tore on past, their horses spooked, their guns ablaze. Well, my Joe was killed in the Northfield Bank by that dirty Jesse James. Well, my bitter tears fall and stain the page as I remember that awful day. A blushing bride just turned 19. I loved Joe Haywood more than anything. Well, they told me later Joe done his best. Jesse just shot him for the fun, I guess. Now Jesse's a myth, Frank's reached old age. But my Joe's laid down in the cold, cold ground under Minnesota clay. And Jesse, he was no hero. He was just a little man with a crooked sneer and a scraggly beard and a pistol in his hand. He brought my life of misery, loneliness and pain. Oh, God only knows all the hate I feel for that dirty Jesse James. Sometimes at night I still hear the guns. I see Joe lying in his own lifeblood. Well, it's 1912, but I still wear black. What Jesse James took, I could never get back. Folks believe he was Robin Hood, that he gave to the poor, that he done some good. But me, I age and curse Bob Ford's name, 'cause that border boy went and cheated me out of killing Jesse James. Woman's tale, a spinster's life. The say time heals, but I never forgot that dusty street, a summer day. I watched those cowards going right away. If I had a gun, I'd hop a train, head off to Missouri and shoot Frank James before he died. Whisper low and play. Well, I've sent your soul to the depths of hell with your brother Jesse James. He was no hero. He was just a little man with a crooked sneer and a scraggly beard and a pistol in his hand. He caused my life of misery, loneliness and pain. Oh, pain. Oh, God only knows all the hate I feel for that dirty Jesse James. Hey, all right. Thank you. Drag this water over where I am, so I have to keep going over there. Cheers. Well, that particular song, which I dearly love, has a counterpoint to it, and our good friend Paul Malkowski brought it to us at our campfire at the Hole in the Wall one year. We're talking about those guys. Some of those guys are here tonight. You don't want to know them. This is the other side of that story that I just told about the James gang not being very nice folks. I've gotten in trouble over the years when I do that last song. People will come up afterwards and say, my grandpa knew Jesse James, and none of that's true. I say, well, it's fiction. That means I made it up. And so, what can you say? Right, Johnny? I dusted off my poster, polished up my gun, jotted down my memories, my moments in the sun. By all rights and reason, I should not be standing here. I outlived my brother by another 30 years. And tonight, I can hear Jesse calling. And tonight, we'll ride once again. I believe I have seen my last sunset. I believe I have jumped my last train. I believe I have jumped my last train. Well, me and little Jesse rode our way to fame. Engineers would shudder the mention of our names. We were more than dime store novels, more than flash and noise. We were farm boys from Missouri, Mrs. James's baby boys. And tonight, I can hear Jesse calling. And tonight, we'll ride once again. And I believe I have seen my last sunset. I believe I have jumped my last train. I believe I have jumped my last train. We protected each other like young brothers should. Now time's finally done what the law never could. And tonight I can hear Jesse calling. And tonight we will ride once again. And I believe I have seen my last sunset. I believe I have jumped my last train. I believe I have jumped my last train. All right. Hey, thank you. Thank you, thank you. That's a great song. I mentioned the Hole in the Wall Gang because in exactly a month, about 50 of us are going to be up in the wilds of Wyoming together for the 45th time in 45 years. So it's amazing. It's the gang's 45th ride this year, and we started in Denver back in 1977. Most of those folks who actually started that gang are now gone. We have one left, I think. at this point, he's going to go up, and we're gonna sit him around the campfire and let him sing dirty songs. So, a good time. But my good friends John and Tony are here tonight, and it's great to see you guys. Thanks for being here. We'll see you. We'll all be together in a month. Have a grand old time again. So, this is a theme song for the gang that I wrote many years ago. And it's kind of a theme song for me too. It's something I've absolutely enjoyed playing all over the country. So it's called Through the Gap. And that's the key it's in right there. Through the gap, down the arroyo, cool water and long sweet grass, fresh horses, a place to go. Red wall shines, hot as the fever, warm as your mother's love on the day that you leave her. Lonely rider in morning mist, hell-bent full of rim to the west, a bowler hat and a saddlebag full of cash, and a pistol he'd rarely used, except the times when he'd had to choose between a hole in the wall and a hole 6 feet in the ground. Through the gap, down the arroyo, cool water and long sweet grass, fresh horses, a place to go. Red wall shines, hot as a fever, warm as your mother's love on the day that you leave her. Through the hole there's a hideaway, keeps the wolves at bay, till the next payroll comes a-rolling down a railroad line. Ernie's playing lead acoustic guitar right now. 30 faces ring the campfire's light, tall tales on a moonlit night, a guitar and a bottle of old Yellowstone, a place where ghosts run free, the wild bunch, the Shoshone, the feeling that you should have been here 100 years ago. Through the gap, down the arroyo, cool water and long sweet grass, fresh horses, a place to go. Red wall shines, hot as a fever, warm as your mother's love on the day that you leave her. Warm as your mother's love on the day that you leave her. Warm as your mother's love on the day that you leave her. Hey, all right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Won't be long, boys. So, people move around. There's no doubt about it. I was just thinking that John and Jamie moved down to New Mexico. Has it been a year yet, or 2 years, or what? Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, the Coloradans moved down to New Mexico. We got a lot of New Mexicans here tonight. Yeah, a bunch of them. Look at New Mexicans all over the place. They're sprouting up like weeds? No, not like weeds. I don't think so. Hey, one of my very favorite New Mexicans is right down here. The iconic Western author Johnny D. Boggs is right down here, ladies and gentlemen, up front. You probably have most of his books in your library. I do. He gives them to me. But thanks for coming up from Santa Fe, Johnny. He's on his way up to Wyoming to do some research as well. And I don't know. I just started thinking New Mexico just hit me here when we were listening to what was playing on the speakers beforehand and getting everything ready. About 10 Townes Van Zandt songs came through, and New Mexico just hit me just now. I'm going out on that highway, listen to them big wheels whine. I'm going out on that highway, listen to them big trucks whine. White Freightliner, won't you steal away my mind? Well, New Mexico ain't bad, boys. People there, they treat you kind. Yeah, New Mexico ain't bad, boys. People there, they treat you kind. White Freightliner, won't you steal away my mind? There's bad news from Houston, half my friends are dying. Yeah, there's bad news from Houston, half my friends are dying. White Freightliner, won't you steal away my mind? White Freightliner, won't you steal away my mind? Man, thank you. That showed up out of nowhere. Even the two verses I forgot. They kind of whipping around here someplace. Townes Van Zandt is infectious when you start listening to his stuff. And if you're not familiar with it, just go listen to everything he's ever done now. He's not going to have any more. He's been dead for quite a while, so what are you going to say? Well, my mother's people came to southern Colorado in 1858 with a group of Georgians looking for gold, and they found it. They came up a little up toward the middle of the state, and the gold was found on Ralston Creek near what is now Denver, Colorado, and they soon had 100,000 neighbors in about 6 months. So they decided it's time to get out, and they went down to southern Colorado, down to the Spanish Peaks area, and this is probably my favorite song I've ever written. It's about the Spanish Peaks, and I just love it. I had a dream last night as I lay beneath the pine. The campfire burned to ashes, the moon rose in the sky. I woke before the dawn's light, a tear ran down my cheek. I dreamed of home and family there beneath the Spanish Peaks. On the trail from Santa Fe, where plains and mountains meet, and the rivers cut through canyons, the air's fresh and sweet. I carved my life in granite, let my roots run deep. I found the only peace I've known there beneath the Spanish Peaks. Wind blows hard and heavy, tears a hole right through my soul, and I long to take the road that leads back home. There are those who look for answers, those who look for love, those who look in mirrors, those who look above. As I ride this Colorado trail, it's something else I seek. The eastbound in the valley, there beneath the Spanish peaks. The coyote's lonesome cry echoes the sorrow in my soul, and I long to take the road that leads back home. On the trail from Santa Fe, where plains and mountains meet, and the rivers cut through canyons, and the air is fresh and sweet. I carved my life in granite, let my roots run deep. I found the only peace I've known there beneath the Spanish peaks. Yes, I found the only peace I've known there beneath the Spanish peaks. Hey, thank you very much. I like that song so much, and I've always been enamored of the area, and we were so lucky to be able to actually get a place on the other side of the Spanish Peaks, over the pass from Coachella, I guess. And we're down there with on El Poso, and the El Poso Brigade is kind of here tonight too. That's right. So Greg and Kathy and Bill are all here from the other side of the hill. So good to see you here. Thank you guys. It was a lovely dinner, by the way. So cheers again. I was in Sierra Vista, Arizona in March. Don't ask me why. Lots of scorpions and stuff down there in Sierra Vista. It's a little strange. But in any event, they have a nice little venue down there. The Sierra Vista something. I'll think of it in a minute. The folklore, the Arizona Folklore Preserve. Thank you. Pat was with me, obviously. So she's my memory. In any event, we had a great time down there. I did this next song, which is a kind of a country song more than anything else that I wrote. A little ditty, just muse about things. And so, so the guy that put on the Arizona Folklore Reserve down there, named Mike, we were staying back at his guest house and having a wonderful time, and he caught up with me at dinner that night and said, "Hey, you know that song you just did called He Loved Mary?" I said, "Yeah, I said, he said, "You think you could change the lyrics to that song to He Loved Laurie?" I went, "No, I can't do that." So obviously he was persuasive. So I did exactly that this last week. We cut He Loves Laurie to send it down for her Mike and Laurie's 50th anniversary. So that's right. But I will be singing He Loved Mary tonight. For all of those of you named Mary, no deep voices, please. Got to thinking about what they'd say if I suddenly passed away. Oh, you're kidding, he just can't be gone. You know he never let down his guard, a nice fellow who worked real hard, something you can trust and rely on. But they talk about the funny things, maybe say they miss me. Would a girl from high school think back to the first time that she kissed me? If I knew my time was near, that I'd soon disappear. If I knew I had to go, there's only one thing you should know. This is my obituary. He loved Mary. I try hard to be good enough, but I neglect the important stuff. Oh, I know I forget to say things she needs to hear each day. How she's the one I search to find. She's in my heart, she's on my mind. Stop to pick up a big bouquet, and a bottle of Chardonnay. Came home early, I caught her out in the yard. Yeah, I caught her off guard. She said, you look like I seen a ghost. Well, I just chuckled and said, almost. Honey, I've been working way too hard. Well, I told her what was on my mind, that I'm always thinking of her, that if something happened, she should never doubt how much I loved her. And I said, if I knew my time was near, I'd soon disappear. If I knew I had to go, there's only one thing you should know. This is my obituary. This is my obituary. Whoa, this is my obituary. He loved Mary. Oh, he loved Mary. Oh, I love Mary. Hey, or Lori, whatever. Just what can you say? I hope she likes it. If she doesn't, I'll tell him Johnny D. Boggs wrote it. When I was a little kid, I'd watch TV and the variety shows that were on. And there was one that Mitch Miller had, where he'd have all his little singers each week, and they'd come out in costume and do things, and he'd lead the band. And it was kind of cool. And I always remember one where he had all these guys dressed up like World War I doughboys. And they were singing this sad, sad song. And I don't know, I was probably 6 or something. I thought, that's really sad. And so as I got older, I found that song again. And it was a wonderful version that was done by Jerry Jeff Walker, of all people. And it turned into be one of my very, very favorite songs. It's called My Buddy. Nights are long since you went away. I think of you through these long and lonely days, my buddy, my buddy. Nobody's quite so true. I miss your voice, miss the touch of your hand. Well, I need to know you understand. But buddy, my buddy, your buddy's missing you. They say that life's this book full of lessons we can find. Well, ours was written that we'd part, you and I. And buddy, your buddy will always have the blues. Yes, they say it must be in his plan, So I'll act like I'm a good boy and say that I understand. Buddies through the good days and pals if things should fall. It's just these gray days I miss you most of all. My buddy, my buddy, your buddy's missing you. Oh, I'm missing you. I know I'm missing you. All right. Just talking about the hole in the wall earlier. It's a magical place up there. And 1 year we had the opportunity, 1 year only, I think, for a bunch of us to actually ride up into the Dull Knife battlefield. And Dull Knife was a Cheyenne chief, and he and his people escaped from Fort Robinson, Nebraska. And he was trying to make his way up to Crazy Horse on the Tongue River, and had gotten as far as the Red Fork of the Powder, where they made their camp in December snow. And Lieutenant Randall McKenzie caught up with them, and it's called the Dull Knife Battlefield for a reason. It was mostly a massacre, but quite a few brave things happened. Dull Knife lived. He got up to meet with Crazy Horse. It was an amazing place because it was the only place that I ever felt the hair on the back of my neck go up the same place the way it does when I go to Gettysburg. It's just an amazing place, and it's astonishingly beautiful. And the rancher at that time, a guy named Wayne Walcott, would just tell us how when they were young, that they'd come out and they'd plow the fields or cultivate the fields, and it would just shell casings would just pop up constantly. There was that much firepower that day. So, but Dull Knife's real name was Morning Star. And I just wanted to write a song about that experience. Morning star moon, Wyoming sky, bittersweet tales from time gone by, legends in life, lessons in death, buckskin and sage, winter's cold breath, medicine pipe, lost in the snow, embers grown cold, no power flows, ghost smoke ascends to the four winds. The old time is gone, a new time begins. Morning star it shines home, it fills my soul with echoes of tunes played under morning star. There's a wildness in this place. It's coyote cries, it's yucca spines, it's red dust in the teeth, in the air, in the eyes. It's trout in the creek, it's eagle's wings, it's petroglyphs, carvings and teepee rings. There's serenity in this place. It's whispering water, it's musical breeze. It's the wind through the willows and cottonwood trees. It's the call of a babe, it's the song of the brook. It's an old-timer tale from a forgotten book. Bighorns are quiet, Red Fork is low, brilliant blue sky, riders below, echoes of time from the red wall, hoofbeats convey the spirit's call. Morning star moon shines hope, it fills my soul with echoes of tunes played under morning star. Morning star, morning star. Hey, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I tell you what, let's take a little break. What you think? Pete? Bar open? Bar's open? Cookies are open? Cookies and chips are open? Let's go drink and have cookies. Be back in just a few minutes. Thank you, everybody, for being here. You know, it's always really a good sign when you break and you come back after the break and people are still here. So often that's not the case. Yeah, never get booked to open before a heavy metal band. I'm just excited and pleased as punch that this Hole in the Wall Gang thing is coming up. I've been talking about here, and it's been a few years since I've been able to go up to our camp, and it used to be on Poker Creek. They moved it over to another creek. Where are we now? We're not on Poker Creek. So, Powder River. Moved it over to the Powder River. Better fishing. So, in any event, I'm really excited to do it. And one of the things that we have around the campfire is a great tradition with our old buddy Gordy Meldrum. Gordy is a singer and a musician and a truck salesman and just a character. Gordy is from Buffalo, Wyoming. In fact, when he and I play together, he always says, "Hi, my name's Gordy, and this is John." No, what does he say? He says, "Yes, this is Gordy. I'm Gordy. I'm from Buffalo. So this is John. He's from normal parents." But he's an absolute hoot, and he has this ability to put a harmonica in his mouth and make it sound like he's actually playing it. My buddy Gary McMahon, who many of you may know, is one of the great writers, asked me, "Where do I find these guys like this? He puts a harmonica in his mouth and turns it around, and it sounds great." So, but this is Gordy's bailiwick around our campfire, but I'm going to steal it a little bit tonight. So. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to hear you. Away, you rolling river. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to hear you. Away, I'm bound away, across the wide Missouri. Oh, Shenandoah, I love your daughter. Away, you rolling river. I'll take her across the rolling water. Away, I'm bound away, across the wide Missouri. Hey, thank you. Thank you. One of the reeds on the harp there decided not to work at the end. Probably got a little bit of dinner caught in it. This is one of my favorite Gordy stories I was just talking to you about. We were around our campfire one time. We had this old mountain man named Timberjack Joe. He'd come into camp and he'd sit there. He had his dog named Tuffy. Tuffy'd sit on his lap, and so Timberjack Joe, he'd sing a few songs, do wolf howls and stuff. So this one time I had just finished playing a harmonica thing around the campfire, and I set the harmonica down, and Timberjack Joe went, "I know a song," and he jumps up and he grabs my harmonica and he goes, well, Timberjack Joe hadn't brushed his teeth in 47 years. So he was done, and everybody clapped, and he put the harmonica back down, and Gordy reached over and threw the harmonica in the fire. So, he never did buy me a new one, so. Heaven help you when you close your eyes. Let your mind drift in dreams. You just might see her face big as life. Those haunting eyes, sparkling green. You'll remember things she whispered low for you to know. Only you. And you'll see yourself in her embrace, face to face, fresh as dew. Then you'll wake up all alone. Your heart's place she's left a stone. Out west of Laramie, the wind helps me forget. Though she stopped wanting me, her memory hasn't yet. There's a storm up near the timberline. Lightning strikes, thunder peals. There's a storm that rages in my heart, just as dark, just as real. Oh, the burning pain I know will melt this deep Wyoming snow. Though she stopped wanting me, her memory hasn't yet. Out west of Laramie, the wind helps me forget. Though she stopped wanting me, her memory hasn't yet. Oh, her memory's not through yet. Ooh, west of Laramie, her memory's not through yet. Oh, her memory Hey, thank you so much. Thank you. And also, I really want to thank my good friend and radio personality, Barb Richart, for checking in from Mancos and Cortez, Colorado, and asking for a song, which, Barb, I haven't played it in 8 years, so I will have it ready for you the next time one of these things happen. So it's called The Saint of Empty Saddles, and it's about a producer friend of mine in Hollywood who did westerns, and an amazing guy named Herb Wright. And I wouldn't do it justice tonight. But thank you, Barb, for checking in. And we love Barb Richart, don't we all? Yes, we do. Thank you, Barbara. I love buddy songs, and this is probably my favorite one. Tony Joe White wrote this song. Same guy that wrote Polk Salad Annie. Gator got your granny. Chomp, chomp. And if Ernie was here, we'd play it for you. Is someone in the audience chatting with me? Oh, really? Oh, really? It's Pat? She's doing it again? Oh, that's right. This is off of the Homage CD, which I call homage, but if you're not snooty, you call it homage. And it's all cover songs. Out of my 11 CDs, it's the first one where I did cover songs. And it's just, I have 10 of the songs that absolutely not only defined me, but I just loved all of my life. And the first time I heard this song, Waylon Jennings was doing it. And I learned it and played it for a couple of years, and then I lost it for 20 years. And when it came back, I absolutely just love it. And it came back because of something that happened over here at Monument Lake, where we ran into our good buddy, our two buddies that were walking across the meadow while I was playing. These two cowboys came walking across, and cowboy hats, t-shirts, walking through there. It's the middle of the summer, looking just like cowboys. And one of them had a Vote for Pedro t-shirt on. So when we were done, I got down and said, I absolutely love that movie. I love Napoleon Dynamite. Vote for Pedro. That's the best t-shirt I've ever seen. He said, my name's Pedro. And so, which it was. So he and Jack, his buddy, had adventures that I'm still writing about at some point. So, but it brought this back up. So it's called Billy. Billy, we've come a long way together, and through it all, you've been just like a brother to me. And Billy, we've had our share of ups and downs, froze our tails sleeping on the ground, when the jobs were few and far between. We've been knocking around together so long, singing them same old songs. Been out in the rain so long, I swear we're shrinking. And Billy, lately I have done some thinking. When I look back on our lives, we sure had ourselves a time. But you know, it's been a wild world we've traveled, but it's starting to unravel. We leave so many loose ends behind. We've been bucked off and kicked so many times, and the ground keeps getting harder. Billy, you know well as I, we ain't getting no younger. Billy, another summer's come and gone. Now with winter coming on, I know planned on heading south. But Billy, I thought about it several days, and these words I'm about to say, they don't taste good in my mouth. But there's someone who's waiting back home. Lord, if she'll still have me, guess I'll be saying so long you go on without me. Ain't no easy way of saying goodbye. So be sure and tell them all down in Texas I said hi. Isn't that a great song? I've got my little sheet here I had, something that I wanted to do. It's right in front of me someplace I know. It wasn't that one. It wasn't that one because it went over there, and I've already done that one. So, yes, I did. Well, like a lot of people who've been unsuccessful in life, I was an English major in college, and I'm still very much into literature, and still love it after all this time. And so, as I grew older, I was always infatuated with Mark Twain. But as I grew older, I really became infatuated with Willa Cather as being an amazing author and historian of America at that time, especially since my wife's from Nebraska, my dad was from Nebraska, and hearing those stories about that particular time. And she's also a poet, and she wrote several poems, and she created this character that she had in her book called Death Comes for the Archbishop, and she had this character showed up in several other things, and she wrote a poem about him named Spanish Johnny. He was a vaquero who came north with the herds from Texas, and in this poem he meets a grisly end. And so there was a songwriter named Paul Siebel in New York, who at the time apparently was driving taxis, which is what we songwriters do in our spare time. He wrote the melody to this, and it's my favorite Western song I've ever heard, except for Gary McMahon's "The Old Double Diamond." But then there's a fight when you start talking about that. This is called Spanish Johnny. So. Those other years, the dusty years, we drove the big herds through. I tried to forget the styles we rode, Spanish Johnny, you. He'd sit beside a water ditch when all his herds was in. He'd never harm a child, sang to his mandolin. Oh, the old talk, the old ways, and the dealing of our game. Spanish Johnny seldom spoke, sang the songs of Spain. And his talk with men was vicious. He was drunk on gin. All but those were golden things he sang to his mandolin. We had to stand, we tried to judge, we had to stop him then. For the hand so gentle to a child had killed so many men. He died a hard death long ago, before the road come in. The night before he swung, he sung to his mandolin. Oh, we carried him out in the morning sun, man who done no good. Buried him out in the cold, cold clay, stuck in a cross of wood. And a letter we wrote to his kin to tell him where he'd been. We shipped it on down to Mexico, along with the mandolin. Hey, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, I'm actually going to tune my guitar. You don't see this too often. Well, there's the culprit. The G string. They always cause problems. The song that really gave me the idea to do this homage recording was a song by a friend, good friend of both Johnny's and mine, named Mike Blakely out of Texas. And Mike's been a great songwriter and author for a long time. And we were playing in Oklahoma City at one of the Western Writers Conventions, and Mike and I went down along with a guy named Bobby Bridger to the Blue Door, which is an iconic folk club in Oklahoma City, and we went down to play. Bobby had gotten us on the bill. And so, you go in and there are pictures of everybody from Hoyt Axton to Bob Dylan to Jimmy Webb, who plays there all the time. But this is amazing. Well, the 6 people that showed up were really, really wonderful to us. But Mike had a really good answer for that. So he reached into his gig bag and pulled out a gallon of a Bullet bourbon. And the audience joined us. So I remember something about that night, but in any event, I did remember that I wanted to do this song of Mike's. It's just a beautiful song, I think, that he wrote as an adjunct to one of his books as well. So, and it turned out really well. When we had the opportunity to record it, I happened to be doing a little corporate project, and we were using all these great musicians in Nashville, some people who work with Garth Brooks and Vince Gill and things like that. And I said, I've got this song. We had a little time left. I said, I've got this song. You think we could kind of lay this down? And we did, and it's just stunning. So it's called Slow Falling Rain. Thunder rumbled in my dreams this morning. It was distant but plain. Tried to hold back the day and the dawn. Tried to dream us some rain. I heard the horses stampede to the stable. They always know. Waking up, I saw you in the breeze at the window, with your hat blowing. Keep on believing, Amelia, I understand your pain. You've given up your own dreams for me. You ain't got so much to gain. Just let me hold you whenever life starts to make you insane. Let me love like a slow falling rain. Something soothing about the sound of the raindrops playing old window panes. Something real about the ring of a rooftop singing under the rain. And I believe we can get through the summer, and I believe in this dream. And I believe you're a sight to behold with the lightning in your eyes gleaming. Keep on believing, Amelia. I understand your pain. You've given up your own dreams for me. You ain't got so much to gain. Just let me hold you whenever life starts to make you insane. Let me love you like a slow falling rain, like rain, oh, like rain. All right. Hey, thank you. I'll be with you in a second. Okay. I had this place in just the right spot to do, and all of a sudden it's not there anymore. It's on the floor. So, no, not the one that's on the floor. There's another one that I wanted to do, and I haven't quite learned it yet. There it is. It's in completely the wrong place. I put it in the wrong place. Darn it. I'll get back in a couple seconds to doing some original songs. Actually, we just got about 10-15 minutes left here, so I'll try to do something good, and we'll see what we can do. So. I did some vocals on a tune lately, and I just absolutely loved it. I've never played it before, so today I sat down and wrote the chords out, and because I didn't write it, and I didn't do the chords, I didn't do anything. All I did was sing on it. But it came out pretty good. Now the wind keeps picking up. He steps out of his Ford truck. Now 7 years of drought and tears, nothing but stubborn pride. It looks cloudy in the west. Well, they say that's for the best. Why does she stay? She cannot stay, but her strength just hasn't died. You don't get your hopes up, 'cause a cloud is like a high school tease. You close your weary eyes like you can't smell rain on the breeze. But the weatherman keeps saying, get your sheep to higher ground. For this morning in Loving County, the rain is coming down. Sections unreleased, with the mercy of the beast. His cattle soul feels so damn old, thinks of something back home. They say ranching's like a dream, so broken, cruel and lean. Sheep prays for him and hope's grown dim, distant thunder groans. You don't get your hopes up, 'cause a cloud is like a high school tease. Just close your weary eyes. You can't smell rain on that breeze. But the weatherman keeps saying, get your sheep to higher ground. For this morning in Loving County, the rain is coming down. Now she stands by that screen door, like she's done so oft before. A cold, cold rain sends thirst and rain, 90 sheep dead, maybe more. While he screams there in the yard, God, why must droughts break hard? But he can't quit, no, she won't quit. They'll go on like before. You don't get your hopes up, 'cause a cloud is like a high school tease. You close your weary eyes. You can't smell rain on that breeze. But the weatherman keeps saying, get your sheep to higher ground. For this morning in Loving County, the rain is coming down. Yes, this morning in Loving County, the rain is coming down. Nice song. All right. I had to do it. My friend John G. Boggs wrote that song. So we made sure that we had to do it tonight, because he'll never speak to me again if I don't. Actually, it was a big surprise. I didn't tell him I was doing that. It was a surprise that I didn't know half the chords, but other than that. Oh, this is what I want to do. Let's see, I do it down there. We'll do a couple more here. I'll do one more off the homage CD and then end up with one or two of my own. Early one morning, I walked out alone. I looked down the street, no one was around, and the sun was just coming up over my home on Hickory Street in a little farm town. Ooh, ain't the morning light pretty while the dew is still heavy, so bright and early. My home on range, it's a one-horse town, but it's all right with me. Now the plow broke the prairie gave and one was called Early. They sure named it right. Ooh, ain't the morning light pretty while the dew is still heavy, so bright and early. My home on range, it's a one-horse town, but it's all right with me. Now the plow broke the prairie. That's the wrong line. Now many dry summers burned all the fields, scorched the fine colors, and cut back the yields. But the rain has returned to wash away our tears. It's the first green summer we've seen in years. Ooh, ain't the morning light pretty while the dew is still heavy, so bright and early. My home on range, it's a one-horse town, but it's all right with me. Ooh, ain't the morning light pretty while the dew is still heavy, so bright and early. My home on range, it's a one-horse town, but it's all right with me. All right. Well, thank you. The old clock on the wall says John has to go to bed. I just have to wait for this little crease in this finger here to go away for just a second here. New strings will do that to you. All right. Thank you everyone for coming out tonight. This is a wonderful place, and those of you who are local, you have a real treasure here. This is an amazing room. It's just an astonishing sound in here, and the folks who run it are just wonderful. So give this place a hand. It's just amazing. And I forgot to tell you that if you'd like to see a picture of my friend Mike Blakely, who I was talking about earlier, just go in the men's bathroom. It's right there on the wall. He probably put it there, I think. I wrote this song a long time ago because I wanted to be going home. Turned into something else. See, a lot of people decided that it meant home in the celestial sense. Last night I walked the shore, and the breeze from off the water renewed a bond as close as a mother and a daughter. I found myself believing if I turned round the way I came, I'd find the road to get back home again. I'm going home. I'm going home. I don't know which direction I have gone. I only know my heart will lead me on. I'm going home. Whoa. I never meant to roam. I never chose to wander. One day I just walked found a road and I kept on going farther. But late some nights my dreams would find me on that gravel lane, a mile or so from being home again. I'm going home. I'm going home. I don't know which direction I have gone. I only know my heart will lead me on. I'm going home. Whoa. This hard world etches lines on the faces of our lives and leaves us with sweet memories that burn hot as any fire. I see Amy chasing fireflies as they flitter all about her, and the pitcher of ice water sits on the kitchen counter, and the house set like a jewel in the terraced fields of grain. Guess I'll find the road to get back home again. I'm going home. I'm going home. I don't know which direction I have gone. I only know my heart will lead me on. I'm going home. I'm going home. Lord knows I have been gone for far too long, and I'm praying that old Thomas Wolfe was wrong. I'm going home. Oh, I'm going home. Thanks once again for coming out, everybody, and thanks for being so kind to me, and thanks to Society Hall for putting on these wonderful performances. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you ever soon. Thanks again, all. We'll see you. Take care. Nice. Hey, thank you. Last time I had one of these, I was 19. Oh, no. That one's a little too high for my voice right now, so... I've got one that I've got this special for you. I don't know, for those of you who really love movies, The Searchers was probably the 5 or 6 best movies ever made. Incredible movie. It had a really cool theme song to it done by the Sons of the Pioneers, and written by the same guy that wrote Ghost Riders in the Sky. And they sang it like what makes a man to wonder, what makes it... And I didn't feel like I wanted to do it in that particular way. So my brother's best friend Dennis' son passed away, and when he did, his wife called me and said it was in Dennis's things and also on his bucket list to have me sing this song. He said, someplace, anywhere, in your office, in the backyard, anywhere, on stage. When you do that, Dennis will be there. So this is Right Away from the Searchers. What makes a man to wander? What makes a man to roam? What makes a man leave bed and board, turn his back on home? Right away, right away, right away. The snow is deep, oh so white. The winds they howl and moan. Fire cooks a man his buffalo meat, but his lonely heart won't warm. Right away, right away, right away. A man will search his heart and soul, searching way out there. His peace of mind he knows he'll find, but where, oh Lord, oh where? Right away, right away, right away. Now me, I go on searching for where there ain't no hate, for the tender love I'm dreaming of, before it gets too late. Right away, right away, right away. Thanks, everybody. Have a good evening. We'll see y'all real soon.